Mario Kart Double Dash will go down in history as one of the best couch co-op Mario Kart games to play with a friend, due to the innovative mechanic of having two players on a single kart. You can be the driver or you could be the one using the items. Whichever position you choose, it'll take teamwork to beat your rivals. Let's take a look at all the different tracks in part 4 of our Mario Kart retrospective. We've partnered up with Happy Kids for this series, so download the app and watch for free. Welcome back, everyone. It's Abdallah here with even more Mario Kart retrospective. Welcome to part 4, where we're going to talk about none other than Mario Kart Double Dash. This one is so good, and it's never been replicated in the future iterations of Mario Kart. Imagine having Mario as the driver and Luigi as the backseat, throwing shells and using mushrooms. This game was so fun. I have such fond memories of playing this in high school, where with the Nintendo Gamecube at the time, you can have 4 players, split screen. It's so good. Anyway, I had a blast with this one. It's revered as one of the best Mario Karts, and I hope that you'll enjoy this upcoming retrospective, where we're going to show you exactly one lap in every single one of the courses. So stay tuned for that. And speaking of staying tuned to things, this is episode 4 of our 10-part series of Mario Kart. Our next episode is going to be none other than Mario Kart DS, so you don't want to miss that. Anyway, throughout this entire video, we'll be talking about some different shortcuts, some little tips and tricks, and trivia along the way, so you don't want to miss that. Anyway, let's jump on into it. Let's kick off Mario Double Dash by going over the massive roster of characters, starting off with Mario, and of course you have Luigi right over here. You've got Princess Peach, you also have Daisy, you've got Yoshi coming back along with Birdo. This is a brand new character in the form of baby characters. Baby Mario with baby Luigi. You'll have Toad as usual with Toadette. You've got Koopa coming back from the SNES days. And then you have Paratroopa as a character. Donkey Kong's here and Diddy Kong. We've got Bowser and then Bowser Jr. And then of course the menacing Wario and Waluigi. Now there are 2 more additional secret characters that you can unlock in the form of King Boo and Petey Piranha. So this is the biggest roster yet in any Mario Kart game. So I am super excited to show you what this is all about. You got all sorts of different carts that you can choose to. This is just scratching the surface of the cart unlockables over here. There's so many more than that. Anyway, we're going to jump on in. As you can see over here, the game is relatively short as far as tracks go, but it's not about quantity in Mario Kart Double Dash. It's all about quality, and a lot of these tracks are top 10 as far as qualities go. Anyway, let's jump into the Mushroom Cup and showcase exactly what Luigi Circuit, Peach Beach, Baby Park, and Dry Desert look like. Alright, Mario Kart Double Dash. As you can see over here, you have 2 characters on board and not just one. The cool thing about that is that if you have a friend that wants to play as the character in the back, they can absolutely be in charge of doing the mini turbos left and right, and they can be in charge of using any of the items too. If you ever want to switch and give them an opportunity to drive, you can press the Z button and then you can switch drivers right on the fly. Of course, if you're just playing in one-player mode like I am right over here, the mini turbos are going to manually be pressed by you, left and right, back and forth, kind of like on the N64 version, and all the items are used with the Z button. Alright, here we go, jumping on into the next level called Peach Beach. Now, of course, this is the GameCube, and that means that Super Mario Sunshine is a thing. You'll be able to see a lot of elements from Super Mario Sunshine in this game, such as the Pianta villagers. You'll be able to see the Cataquacks that launch your characters all the way up if you're not careful. And there's a couple different split paths over here on the beach that you can easily go through. Cataquacks would be right over here in this portion of the track if you're playing on the Grand Prix mode. But since we're on time trials, they're not there. And we're moving on over all the way through the Pianta Village. Just beating the level like that. Welcome to one of the most notorious levels in Mario Kart history, none other than Baby Park. It's the only level in the entire franchise that has 7 laps. And the reason why it has 7 laps is because it is literally the shortest track in the entire game. Meaning, you are pretty much done with it right about now, as you can see over there. The crazy thing, we'll do another lap just to show you. The crazy thing about Baby Park is the fact that if you're playing with 8 characters or however many characters, computers, or you name it, you'll be able to get all sorts of crazy items falling all over the place. items left and right, shells, red shells, chain chomps. Everything is really going to knock you around a bit. So that's Baby Park. And our last level for the Mushroom Cup is none other than Dry Desert. This one's actually really cool. I like it a lot because there are a couple different paths that you can take in order to cut off a little bit of sand. Right over this way, if you use mushrooms, you can watch out for all these pokey and honestly blast right through them with a mushroom. There's a giant like sand pit in the middle. There's a giant tornado, so you better steer clear of that. This sand pit is really unforgiving if you go inside it. Oh my gosh, and I'm right out here trying to mini turbo my way out of it. You'll be able to see right over this way that there are going to be a couple split paths. You want to be able to try not to jump into any air time within this game. Anytime you're popped up into the air, it's actually really, really slow. So staying grounded and making your way to the very end is going to be your best bet. Now that the Mushroom Cup is done, let's jump into the Flower Cup. This one's actually really fun because Daisy gets her own level, Waluigi gets his own level, and we've got a couple other ones that are really awesome too. Our first level is Mushroom Bridge. Now, if you guys remember Toad's Turnpike from the Nintendo 64 version, you'll be able to see that there's actual traffic this way. So just watch out for the buses and the cars along the way. If you do run into them, they will flip you over. There's a shortcut to the right over there. If you use a mushroom, you'll be able to get that. And, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit faster. You can do that. This is actually really fun because sometimes there's a mushroom car. And if you bump into the mushroom car, it'll actually launch a mushroom for you. Right over here is a very, very hard shortcut to do. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that on my first try. Whoa, sweet. Anyway, not really a shortcut, but it's kind of cool to flex that. Alright, here we go. The obligatory Mario Circuit. This one is so much fun because there's a giant chain chomp along the way. There's going to be some piranha plants that'll try to take a bite out of you. And it's just a Mario level. You can see the Princess Peach's castle over here. The graphics are phenomenal. Watch out for the stray chain chomp. Take a wide side to the right so that it doesn't bite you, because if you cut that a little bit close to the left, you may get bit. Anyway, right over here is going to be pretty fun because we're not only going to see Mario and some stars, but we're going to see some piranha plants too. You'll see some Goombas. This is really the epitome of what a Mario level should be. You've got Goombas along the way, and the cool thing about Double Dash is that if you actually hit a Goomba with a shell or anything like that, he can actually pop out a mushroom for you. What kind of course is mapped on a gigantic yacht? Oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is one of the most high quality levels in all of Mario Kart. Seriously, you take a look at this and you're on Daisy's yacht. Anyway, there's a little shortcut you can take right over here in order to cut a little bit more of the track. And you'll see over here that this level it's so beautiful. Right over this way is like the dining room area, and then a little bit later on in the different laps, these tables will start sliding to the left and sliding to the right, which is so fun to see. You don't want to fall down that way because it's a little bit slower, but it does launch you out of a cannon right over that way, and then you end up landing right over here. So really not that bad. I think the setting of it being on a yacht is just so super fun. So anyway, Daisy Cruiser. And our last level for the Flower Cup is none other than Waluigi Stadium. Now remember, Waluigi is a character in the Mario universe by the time this came out. So, hey, you know what? Why not give him his own level full of all these jumps and fire bars and little boost ramps? He's got like a huge display TV over there. Yeah, you gotta watch out for this level. If you're not aligned properly on those jumps, you may end up hitting one of those fireballs. Right over here is a great way to snake on through with some left and right mini turbos. Those little piranha plants are made out of like cardboard, so you're not really going to actually get hurt by them. This is actually a really hard turn here. Of course, going into that little mud over there is very suboptimal. But this is the last jump right before the very finish line. You can see yourself on the Jumbotron. Our next cup is the Star Cup right over here, which houses a lot of iconic levels, such as the Mushroom City, which is very much like Toad's Turnpike, Sherbet Land, obligatory ice level, Yoshi Circuit, and DK Mountain. It seems like all the main characters get their own levels in this game. Let's take a look at them. Alright, here we are at Sherbet Land. Watch out because it is a little slippery. We don't want to get hit by any of the Shy Guys either, so just be careful as you're kind of power sliding your way on through over here. So right over this way, you'll see them do some different 360s and whatnot. What's really fun is that there's an ice cave over here. Don't worry about those little ice snowflakes coming to hit you. You're perfectly fine. It's just aesthetic for this. But ultimately, right over here is a part where you just want to just wind through, do these little S-curves along the way, and watch out for the ice in this particular section. If you're playing in the GP mode, there's going to be some icicle enemies that will crash into you and slow you down, so watch out for those. Alright, here we go. Mushroom City, let's jump into it. This is a level that has a lot of traffic, so just be very careful as you're taking all of your turns. You don't want to get hit by any cars. And you can see that there's a lot of fun little billboards, all sorts of different traffic lights over here. Of course, no one really even cares about the traffic lights whatsoever because they're just doing their own thing in this game. Anyway, there's a little shortcut that you could take through the building over that way. Just watch out for these cars as you're coming around the other side. Easy peasy. If you know how to mini turbo, these are perfect opportunities to do that. Just pressing left and right while you're holding down the R button on a turn. Easy snaking. This part reminds me of mirror mode in Toad's Turnpike because there are going to be cars coming directly at you right as you're going to cross the finish line. Alright, this one is one of my most favorite tracks. Probably top 3 in the entire game. It's called Yoshi Circuit. As you can see over here, the mini-map showcases a silhouette in the shape of Yoshi. If you take a look on the right-hand side over there, there is a mushroom shortcut that you can take through the little waterfall, and you can only do that if you have a mushroom. So anyway, something to look forward to. As you can see over here, we're going right around Yoshi's nose, right up to Yoshi's like eyeball over here. There's actually a really fun shortcut right over here that I wanted to try out for you guys, because this shortcut was really never remade in any Mario Kart game, so it was only exclusive here. Really, really fun to try that out. Anyway, you can see a Yoshi helicopter right over that way. There's a big Birdo billboard. This level is truly one of the best ones. Watch out for the piranha plants. Don't drive too close to them or you might get bit. Here we go, DK Mountain. Yes! This one's so fun because there's a gigantic barrel cannon in the game, and there's a couple really fun shortcuts that you can use. Let's show you exactly what's going on with this one. As you can see over here, the gigantic cannon will launch you all the way to the top of the mountain, and then we're going to make our way downwards. So typically in this game, you don't want any airtime whatsoever because it slows you down. So if you hug this wall right over here, you'll get the least amount of airtime possible. So, I don't know, if you're into time trial or beating up your friends, now you know exactly the fastest way of playing this level. Anyway, watch out for these falling boulders over here because they will absolutely crush you and bowl you over. You don't want that to happen. Come over here, slow down just a little bit this way, and then you can kind of make your way over to this little shortcut, which is going to be way more faster than taking the full-on path. Watch out here because that bridge is very, very slippery. And last but not least, we have the Special Cup, housing a dedicated level to Wario, Dino Jungle with a gigantic dinosaur in it. Of course, you need a Bowser Castle, and every single Mario Kart has their version of Rainbow Road. Let's see what they look like. Jumping into Wario Colosseum right now. This level is pretty fun. There's a lot of guardrails that prevent you from falling off, and there's a lot of fun jumps, and yeah, little ramps along the way. Kind of cool. There's no real shortcuts in it. It's not the best track, I would say, in the entire game, but they can't all be winners. Anyway, let's show you exactly what's happening in this track right over this way. I like the gigantic ramp and the boost panels to boot. Very fun. I love the advertisements that say like Super Wario and like Wario Kart. Like, what a guy. Anyway, holding a mini turbo right over here should be really awesome for you. And you want to do the exact same thing right over this way too. You want to watch out because those spots do not have any railings, so you can easily fall off. Anyway, coming on over this way, gonna be the same concept. Try to hug as tight as you can. There we go, and launching. Wario is telling exactly where you need to be. So this one's gonna be a really fun part over here because you got a branching path. You can take left, right, or you can take center. Of course, we're the thrill seekers here. We're gonna take center. Boom, ramping, and we're ramping on the way down too. So fun. Anyway, we're gonna be gearing straight over to this way, doing our little mini turbos along the way here. Watch out, there's no railing on the left-hand side. This is going to be one of our last ramps before we hit the finish line with 1 or 2 more mini turbos. Easy mode. Here we go. This is Dino Jungle, home of a gigantic brontosaurus that can potentially spin you out or crush you even. So just be careful as you're playing through this level. You'll see it very soon right over this way. Here he is. You can weave in and around his legs over there. If you're in GP mode, that is really what you want to do. Right over here is 3 branching paths within this little bridge area. There's one directly to the right that's very fast, so I would probably suggest doing that. This one right over here is going to be a very fun mushroom cut. If you have a mushroom, I would highly suggest using this every single lap because it is absolutely faster. And then you can see over here the dinosaur's head. Oh, don't touch it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you touch that dinosaur's head, he will spin you out, so be very careful. Anyway, this is the last part over here. The only thing that can go wrong is if you're not paying attention to these geysers. The geysers will absolutely launch you in the air. Enter Bowser's Castle. There's not 6 of them like in the previous game. No. There's only one Bowser Castle here, and this one's actually very well made. You can see a lot of Bowser Castle elements, including the 90-degree turns. You've got the womps right over here. Yeah, these thwomps are doing the work. Yeah, watch out. Don't get crushed or don't even touch them. You'll see the obligatory fireballs that are over here. You see some fire lava pits that you absolutely do not want to enter. Whatever you do. There's a fire bar right this way. Woo, boy. Yeah, taking these big turns. There's a spot where you can potentially fall off. Oh my gosh, I almost fell off right there. Yeah, you got to take these pretty tight. Anyway, coming over this way, you'll see that there's a U-turn right over here. Boom. And now you get to see a giant Bowser statue throwing fireballs at you. How cool is that? There's a shortcut that you can do right over here just by turning off the road. Just like that. Pretty easy. You don't really need a mushroom for it. And then this is going to be the final leap towards the finish line. Do one mini turbo, and you are all set and ready to go. And the final level within Mario Kart Double Dash is none other than Rainbow Road. Yes, it's a road that you go. Oh man, I miss you again, Uncle. Seriously. All right, taking a look at this. This level is so bumpy, and it's got some really fun boost panels, and the music is just really bomb. Anyway, taking a look over here, you want to do some really tight turns over in this way. Get down as fast as you can, and you'll see all these little loops. Now, just like Mario Kart on N64, there is some sort of like spiral upwards, so just be careful. There's so many different boost panels over here. You can easily fall off if you're not paying attention. Oh my gosh. There we go. This part's a little bumpy. What's really fun is if you're playing in the GP mode against the computers, some of these shooting stars will actually land on the road and turn into a superstar that you can pick up just by driving over it. So I remember there were times where I was in first place and I would literally run over one of those stars in order to get a free star without even having to worry about it. Anyway, really fun, a lot shorter than the N64 version, not as fun as the Mario Kart Super Circuit version, but still very fun, and the music is very enjoyable. And there you have it, Mario Kart Double Dash. This game is legendary. Oh my gosh. All of the levels are superbly polished, a lot of different fun backgrounds, a lot of shortcuts, a lot of just really awesome characteristics over there. And I don't know if you guys saw, but you can see like Luigi's mansion, you can see some throwbacks to Super Mario Sunshine in there. A lot of characters get their own kind of levels. The roster's huge. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I know you guys enjoyed that. So thank you so much for watching episode 4 of the retrospective. Next up, we have Mario Kart DS, which honestly revolutionized a lot of the upcoming handhelds. It takes a lot of what we've learned from the previous iterations and really develops them. Character roster is great, and honestly, the gameplay is phenomenal. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this episode of the Mario Kart retrospective, and we will see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Only on Happy Kids Free Fun Learn.